Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of Southwest Connections. I'm your host, Bill Mulso. We're excited to have you here today with us to learn a little bit about the people and exciting events happening here at Southwest. My guest today is Dr. Kristin Kovar, Associate Professor of Agriculture Education here at SMSU. Welcome, Kristin.
Thank you.
Kristin, tell me a little bit about your personal background and how you got here to Southwest.
Well, basically, I grew up on the beautiful beaches of Florida, and I had a passion for animals. So I went and got a degree in animal science, and from there, I decided I wanted to be a teacher. So went back to school. I was an ag teacher in Georgia for 6 years, and from there, I just really wanted to teach at the higher education level. So I got a PhD in agricultural education and leadership, and here I am today.
Happy to have you here at Southwest. So ag education is really a new program here at Southwest. In fact, you were the first full-time professor that we hired in that area. Tell us a little bit about what you've enjoyed about building the ag education program here at SMSU.
It has been one of the most rewarding things of my entire life. So you get to see something from its absolute beginning. I was able to create all of the courses that go into this program, and I was able to develop it in such a way using my experience to promote a very successful, well-rounded ag education student to therefore go out and be a wonderful ag teacher for the state of Minnesota.
So obviously building that curriculum, you got to do a lot of the work on your own, but it's really something you can't do on your own. Who are some of the other people and programs that you partnered with to make that happen?
It has been an effort of several different people, organizations, the community itself. So some of the people that have really supported ag education at SMSU include companies such as Ralco, ADM, CHS. If you're looking at people, every department has played a role in this. Anywhere from us getting a licensure through PELSB and the Department of Education to some of the agricultural connections that we've made as well. So it has been just absolutely building from the ground up with all of the support from the community and people.
Ag teachers are really known to be a really eclectic group that have to teach a lot of different subjects, and you've seen changes in high schools, across the last few years. And tell us a little bit about some of those things that an ag teacher gets to actually teach in the classroom, because it might not be those typical things that what it used to be, like animal science back in the day for some of us.
Absolutely. Ag teachers need to have a variety of information, right? They teach a variety of content. So with our program, the way it's developed is our students meet the 10 goal areas, of course. Then they have their education content. So it's that pedagogy piece. It's the how to teach. They take numerous classes in that area. And then they also take their content classes. And these content classes need to be varied because, like you said, they teach so many different subjects in the ag classroom. So our students take classes anywhere from the animal science, but also to ag mechanics, environmental science, It literally goes on and on from there, accounting, ag business, agronomy, all of it, right? And so what they can do then is take that information and take that content knowledge and then teach it in the classroom.
I can know of examples where districts have lost an art teacher, and who's got to pick up for it? The ag teacher's gotten to teach a horticulture class.
Absolutely.
So kind of unique things like that. A lot of those classes you talked about really have a hands-on component. How do you go about getting our students that experience and the hands-on piece as they prepare to become teachers?
Yes, absolutely. So we have so many different opportunities when it comes to hands-on learning in our classes. First and foremost, our students have early and often experience in the classroom, and that is so critical in their development to be a successful teacher. Also, in some of their other content classes, they take a lot of science-based classes, and those will have some of those hands-on activities as well. So they're anywhere from out in the field doing research at our research plots to lab experiences and just numerous opportunities.
I know, I think you've even had some partnerships like to take some welding experiences. How good a welder are you?
Well, I've taken some welding classes myself, absolutely. But no, they do. They need to have so many different varied possibilities when it comes to the content they're teaching. They have to go build things. They have to be able to weld and do some of those things as well.
Are there some specific experiences that our students here at SMSU get that maybe some of the other ag education programs don't offer?
Great question. Absolutely. I think our students have several different opportunities. There's one main one that I want to talk about, but for the most part, the fact that SMSU is smaller, there's so many opportunities for students to become involved in clubs and organizations and things like that. The ag ed students specifically are drawn to leadership. And so they find themselves in those leadership positions as well. But one of the main opportunities is our Ag Bowl Scholarship Invitational, and that is held in February every year. And our students actually design and implement the career development events. And we bring hundreds of FFA students from our state and surrounding states to come compete. And so what that allows them to do is they can design and implement, they learn from the other side. They learn how to do that piece. So when they're teachers, they will be able to prepare their students for those events.
And that's a phenomenal event. I think we've had close to 750 students here. And Relco, of course, has been one of our major partners and sponsors of that program. So it's fun to see all those blue jackets. I'm a former FFA kid, so to get to see all those blue jackets in one spot is pretty cool.
Yes,
So,
it is.
ag education graduates are really in high demand. Why is that? And are there other areas of careers besides teaching that our ag education majors end up in?
Absolutely. Minnesota specifically, well, across the nation, but as far as I can tell in Minnesota, there are so many open teaching positions. So in 2021, we had 54 ag teacher hires for the state, and that's huge. We had new additions to programs, so programs are expanding still. And then we also have new programs. So one of our most recent graduates started her very own program in Nevis, Minnesota. And so absolutely, there's so many open positions. It's very in demand right now. But beyond that, the graduates for ag education graduates actually are very sought after because they're very good communicators. They know how to work with other people, and they have the leadership needed for careers in extension, sales, any place where you're working with another person.
You talked about FFA students or ag ed students being drawn to leadership opportunities, and FFA students, through high school are typically very involved in a lot of different activities. Do you see some of those, obviously those characteristics carry over, but do those opportunities still exist in the same way at the collegiate level as they do at the high school level?
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting how that change happens. So, yes, when they're in high school, they have so many opportunities to have these leadership through FFA, and then when they come to college, they're able to apply it. So you'll find out that the ag ed graduates, we have half of the leadership positions in our ag club are held by ag ed students, anywhere from being an RA to some of the other state leadership opportunities through ag ambassadors or other things like that. And we've had students seek out these possibilities. So SMSU has had 3 students to be national Teach Ag ambassadors since we've started, and we've only been around for about 6 years. And so those 12 individuals are chosen across the state, and we have had 3 in the past 5 years.
That's pretty exciting.
I think so.
So you were recently appointed to a pretty significant board here in the state of Minnesota. That's the Minnesota Ag Education Leadership Council, or more commonly referred to as MALC, if you like to use the acronym. Tell us a little bit about what that council does and what your role is on that board.
Absolutely. MALC is a legislative council that promotes ag education in the state of Minnesota. And so on their board, it's actually a rotational position, and each of our 3 certifying institutions will have a turn on the board, and it's my turn right now. And so I'm serving as the liaison to the higher ed aspect of preparing future teachers in ag ed.
And we're very fortunate to have Senator Gary Dames who served on that board. Actually, Senator Weber, I think, is he currently on or may have just gone off? Or
I think he's just gone off.
Just gone off, but 2 of our area legislators that have been on that board. So very fortunate to have them not only support ag education across, the state of Minnesota, but they did a lot to promote ag education and getting our program started here. So very fortunate. One of the programs that you talked about briefly is with MALC is the Teach Ag program and the Ag Ambassadors. Tell us a little bit more about what those 2 programs are and what opportunities it provides and what they promote.
Absolutely. So Teach Ag is both a state and a national type of opportunity. So within the state of Minnesota, we have 2 students are chosen from each of the 3 certifying institutions to be Teach Ag ambassadors for the state. And what they're tasked to do is to go out into the state and promote ag ed as a career, just as getting the word out that we have this opportunity at our institutions. And so those 6 individuals are able to go into classrooms, host events. One of our Teach Ag ambassadors did a tabling for our Teach Ag Day back in September. And then there is the national version as well.
And it's, again, helping to fill that demand. That demand isn't just here in Minnesota, but it's a national demand. So we're trying to make the pitch for more ag education students. So recruiting ag education majors is a an ongoing annual priority. How do you go about telling others and getting out in front of students to promote ag education here at SMSU?
Absolutely. It's so important to recruit. And so the goal is to get in front of the students, whether it to be go into classrooms, rely on the supporters that we have to help with that, getting the word out for needing new students here at SMSU, anything from our FFA Foundation and the MAILC board specifically. Everybody has this goal of recruitment. It's so important, and we need the teachers.
Absolutely. So if you know of anybody interested in ag education out there, tell them about SMSU and the opportunities that we have. So, Kristin, one last question for you. If you could tell a prospective student and their family why they should choose Southwest, what would it be?
I would say come and join the Ag Ed family at SMSU. I've spent a lot of time and hard work developing the culture of an Ag Ed family, and it's something my students truly prize as part of the culture here at SMSU.
Well, thank you, Kristin. Appreciate you joining us today. A reminder that there are a lot of activities happening here on the fall. It's great to have everything open again here at SMSU, so there are a lot of activities coming up late here this fall with the theater area. We've got the music program, and of course our athletic events are all in full swing. So I encourage you to check out all of our activities online at smsu.edu, and be sure to follow us on our social media channels at SMSU Today. Once again, thank you to Dr. Kristin Kovar for joining us today. Tune in again in 2 weeks when I'll be joined by Chef Ronnie Walker from the Department of Culinology and Hospitality here at SMSU. Thanks for watching.